So in today's video, we're going to be walking through how to find pre-spawn crappie. I haven't fished this lake probably since last fall, but the key to finding pre-spawn crappie, especially early pre-spawn, I'm in April, water temps right now are in the low 40s, is to look for their wintering basins and find that edge of hard bottom to soft bottom transitions, or find some old dead weeds in deep water. And that's what I'm finding today. This is what I'm seeing on my side imaging. See these little specks? These are all fish. Now there's probably crappie and bluegill mixed in. But you see these darker areas? Okay, those are barren soft bottom. See these bright areas? That's harder bottom. And that right there, see that super bright area? That is a giant school of crappie on both sides of the boat. You can see right there. So even on hard bottom, which is what this is, there's some dead weeds on here. That is a giant school of crappie, 18 feet of water. This is where I'm gonna find them for probably the next week or so until these water temps warm up. All these little bright dashes are most likely crappie. There's probably perch and bluegill mixed in, but that is what I'm looking for. So let's go up there on the live scope, get that thing working, and catch some of those fish. All right, so on today's setup, I'm using the 8-foot ACC crappie sticks. This is a great hybrid casting and jigging rod. I got the double jig setup tied on. Also great deep water setup. Pre-spawn, the water temps are in the low 40s. These fish are still deep. A lot of times you can find them on natural lakes at hard bottom to soft bottom transition, which is sand, gravel, rock transitioning into mud, muck, or silt. And in this case, it's going to be a deeper weed line that's old and dead versus that mud bottom. Using 16th ounce tungsten Euro tackle jigs, 500 size Ice X5 PC Fun reel, and 8-pound monofilament. But yeah, this is that double jig setup. I use these tungsten jigs a lot for ice fishing. A lot of guys use these tungsten jig setups for their ice fishing rigs, as you can see there. And I got black and chartreuse, so I got this chartreuse grub pattern from Euro Tackle. Trying out the Fat Assassin, and then I have a green pumpkin bee vibe. That's that one, with a pink 1/16 ounce tungsten jig. Bend that back, and you can vertically jig them. This double jig setup, perfect for that. And if you have a live scope, it really helps too. Otherwise, you can throw out a buoy. I'm probably going to do that too, just in case the wind kind of pushes me around. So let's get set up on them and start vertically jigging. There's one. That's a good one too. Good eater. Black and chartreuse. Black and chartreuse is the pattern. Just kind of had to tamper with it a little bit. Had these kind of black and chartreuse things on. Went to a full chartreuse and a black body. So far, that's working out. There he is. Oh, it's a big perch. Getting some jumbo perch there. I'm not keeping jumbos, but I'll keep you for a picture. Oh, there he is, got him. That's a little crappie. It's not the crappie we want. Not the crappie we want. Ooh, he's got something on his fin too. That's nasty. There he is. Got him that time. Top jig. He must have been pretty low in the water column. Little guy though. Baby. It's not what we're looking for. There's one. Still not the size we're looking for. That feels like a decent one. Yeah, it's a decent one. It's about a 10.5. It's a good size eater. Just set up deep, kind of on that edge of where their winter basin is, and basically where they are in the fall. They just kind of repeat the process. They're coming from the winter basin back into their shallow spawning ground. And there he is. I don't think he's that. Oh, he's a decent one. It's a nice eater. Black and chartreuse again. There he is. It's another one about that 9.5-inch mark. I'm not keeping these. Not on this lake. Different lakes I'd probably keep these because they're good for the frying pan. But not on this lake. Chartreuse and black again. There are a ton of fish down there. There's a fish. It's a good one too. Oh my goodness, there's a good one. That's the one we've been looking for right there. There he is. Well, he might be. Oh my goodness, giant perch. Jumbos. Look at that. That's a jumbo perch. Wow. I didn't know these size of perch were in this lake. That is a jumbo. It's an 11.5-inch perch right there. My goodness. Well, as you can see, I'm set up completely vertical over the top of these fish. I'm in deep enough water that I'm not scaring these fish. They're holding to just kind of this edge, this hard bottom to soft bottom transition edge. I'm able to drop the double jig setup down, and I'm just trying to weed through these fish to get to these bigger crappie, that 10, 11, possibly those 12-inchers. That's another solid eater fish. You can see how many I got my live with here. On the drop. These are a bunch of perch down there. That's a decent eater for a perch. But I'm not going to keep him. Let go. There he is. That's a good crappie. That is a good crappie. All right, well, caught this guy off camera as I was trying to find him, but I hope you can use some of this information on side imaging and what these schools of crappie look like on side imaging versus a harder bottom. A lot of times it's easier to pick them out on that soft silt bottom. These crappie stick out like sore thumbs because they turn bright white on that side imaging, but when they're on that hard bottom, it's kind of hard to see them except when they're schooled up like I showed you on the side imaging. And there's a nice northern Wisconsin slab right there. I love this 8-footer for this type of setup. I can pitch the jigs out if I need to. It's not too long to do that. Once you get into 9 or 10 foot, that's more of a vertically jigged setup, the 9 to 10 foot rods, but that 8 foot, it's a great hybrid between casting and vertically jigging. And got the brand new wind grips on there too. So if you're looking for a sonar unit, at a bare minimum, make sure they have side imaging. It doesn't need to be a 12-inch screen. If it's only a 5-inch screen, that's fine, but that side imaging is so key to finding these schooled up fish in deep water like this. So appreciate you watching. If you've got any comments or questions, you can post them in the comment section below. Otherwise, you can message me on either Facebook or Instagram. And yeah, we'll see you next time.